What is up, YouTube? Spectacular Spider Grandpa coming back at you again this early Monday morning, 6:30. I am back again to do a contest entry. I did not win Area 51 300 sub contest, so I'm gonna try again. Eric, go check out Area 51, man. Congratulations to all them winners last night. I think he had 3 or 4 different winners. um, he had a great contest going on, but we're not here for Area 51 today. He's my brother, but we're not here for him. Today we're here for the Longbox Love Affair. Great channel. The man is meant to be behind the camera. He is just awesome. His videos are awesome. And he is giving away some great prizes as well. And I wanted to get in there, get my chance, to win some of these books he has and show some support and all that jazz. This is his 300 sub contest. Congratulations, brother, man. Well deserved. You're probably at almost to 500 right now. Go check him out. Longbox Love Affair. I will not provide the link in the description below. I say that only because if I do say I'm going to put the link in there, I'll forget and not do it. And so we're just not going to put the freaking link down there. But if you are subscribed to me, you're probably subscribed to him as well. So, like I said, great channel, all that jazz. He's excellent on camera, and let's get into this contest. So, like I said, hit 300 subs. You must be subbed to him, which I am. Got to be 18 or older, which I am very older. And I think the deadline for this contest is December 31st. First thing he wants you to show on video is your first comic book. I do not have my first comic I ever bought readily available. But this ties into the next question he asks: what got you started? And basically, it's gonna be story time with Grandpa, and I'm gonna go back in the past here and tell you how I got into all this. And my first comic book will tie into that. So way back in the day, I'm assuming it was second or third grade. My best friend at that time was Eric Myers. We are not friends today, but Eric, if by some miracle you're watching this, get a hold of me, man. If you're still around, if you're still living, I know that's morbid, but things happen. So, Eric Myers, best friend back all the way through 4th, 5th grade. His dad had got, excuse me, I think I'm getting sick. His dad had got him some comic books, and some of them comic books were older issues of Amazing Spider-Man. One in particular had the Sandman on the cover. I remember it sitting on his little desk there, and I just was in awe of the cover. And growing up in Chicago, in the city, I didn't have a comic book store, an LCS, whatever you call it, readily available. So it wasn't like, I'm going to go to the comic book store and find some Spider-Man books to read. Around the same time, I was watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and that's what really set off, the whole comic book thing. Watched the Incredible Hulk TV show, and but like I said, comic books were not really available. So I wasn't buying anything. So one Christmas Eve, the house me and my mom and my grandparents were living in was actually broken into. The neighborhood was getting bad, so we had to move to the outskirts of the city in a place called Melrose Park. Those of you from, you know, Chicago or the surrounding area are familiar with Melrose Park. Um, there was a 7-Eleven on the corner, and back then they had comic books. They had a whole bottom shelf of comic books. So I was able to start getting my hands on books finally, and one of them books was Spectacular Spider-Man and Web of Spider-Man, I believe, because the first issue I ever remember buying, I can't remember the issue number, but it was a black and red cover. It was Spider-Man and the Grizzly on top of a train. Um, I should have pulled up a picture on my phone, but I'm lazy. So, and that was the first issue I could ever remember buying on my own. But at 7-Eleven, the comics were limited. It wasn't like an LCS. I think they had a Superman book, a couple Spider-Man, and I think the Uncanny X-Men. Of course, I didn't have a job back then. Wasn't making, I wasn't. I got probably a quarter for allowance, and so I wasn't buying a lot. So when I first started collecting, it was very limited. Um, Flash forward, I don't know. I think I was in junior high. Me, my mom, and my stepdad took a road trip to Colorado. Um, and every time we stopped for gas, for some reason they had comic books, and I would pick up what I could, beg my mom to, you know, hey mom, it'll give me something to do while we drive up to Colorado. And I ended up with a good stack of comics by the end of the road trip. So after that, my mom and her husband had to. We moved out of my grandparents' house. We to Hinsdale, Illinois, and finally I had a LCS with it where I could ride my bike to and get a pull going, and it went on from there. Um, Collected all through high school. Uh, I remember during high school, that's when the Infinity Gauntlet came out, and I was in awe of that. Probably my favorite Marvel story. Can't wait for the movie. So I collected all the way through high school. All the way through high school. I had a lot of friends that collected. Was in a lot of art classes, and a lot of the kids in the art classes collected. So a lot of our projects were comic book based. I remember, I think I was a sophomore when Image first started. After high school, I went right into the Navy. Few months into the Navy, I met my girlfriend, which eventually became my wife. I collected all the way up into 2000. Let's see, the year. I think it was the year 2000 when I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna stop. I held on to my collection. Um, till about, I don't know. What happened was I'm sitting on 9, 10,000 books up in my attic. Uh, my daughter never showed any interest in my collection, so uh, I did the horrible thing of selling um, my whole collection for about $500, and I had some pretty major keys in there. New Mutants '98, first Lobo, first Iron Man, I think, was the biggest book I had. Sold all that for $500, and I went on with my life and never bought a comic book until uh, my daughter got pregnant. And at that time, me and my wife were working part time, helping out our best friend, our good friend Amanda, at Movie Stop Hastings. It was not our real job. We were just helping out. Worked there about once a week, helping her do whatever. I ended up quitting after a month or so because it was just interfering with my real job. One day, if you guys don't know, Hastings Movie Stop participated in Free Comic Book Day. Uh, my wife was there working. She brought home a stack of comics, Free Comic Book Day comics. I forgot what year it was. It was right around the Secret Wars, the latest Secret Wars. And she's like, "Here, I thought you would like these." And I started reading through them, flipping through them, and I said to myself, "You know what? Um, my Taylor, my daughter, is about ready to have a baby boy. I'm gonna start picking up comics. Not anything crazy, uh, just here and there, picking them up for him. Maybe fill a long box." Well, that kind of got out of control, and now I'm picking up $80 worth of comics a week. I'm back into it full swing. I am on the Blast It or Stash It live show. Um, I love talking about comics. It's my world now. As you can see here, all that shit. So I collect action figures, Funko Pop. Funko Pops. I got a shit ton of Funko Pops. So that's my what got me started in my first collection and my second collection. Uh, Everything you see in back of me is gonna be passed on to my grandson whenever I leave this world. So a lot of people know that. Hence my channel name, Spectacular Spider Grandpa. Spectacular Spider-Man is one of the first books I started picking up. Love Spider-Man. I'm a grandpa. That's how my channel got started. And that was a pretty long story. We're at 13 minutes already. Longbox Love Affair also wants you to show something I'm proud of owning. So what I'm about to show is something I've held on to. This is actually my original lunchbox from, I can't remember if I was in kindergarten or first grade or whenever it was, but it's old, obviously. It's from the original Superman movie, Christopher Reeve. It is that high dollar tin or aluminum or whatever. Pretty awesome scenery on the front. As you can see, it's all rusted and damaged. And inside is even the thermos. The original thermos. I don't see a date on here. I don't see a date. If you open it up, God only knows. It don't smell like nothing. But this is my lunchbox from when I was a kid. I will never get rid of this. This brings back so many memories of a great Superman movie. And here's a little message inside here. Safety first is an important rule at home, at play, and in your school. The school patrol is on guard each day, and they know the rules you should obey. So watch for cars with each step you take and cross the corners for safety's sake. There's really no need to play in the street since playgrounds are better places to meet. When all the rules of the games you play, they'll be safer if done the proper way. Remember to walk, not run in the halls. Keeping to the right will save you from falls. When lunch is over, clear the trash away and go on to have fun in the safety way. So that was a little message inside the lunchbox from early 80s right there. Love having this thing. Sits on my shelf way up there. Here it is again. My original lunchbox. My lunchbox from when I was a kid. That is it, guys. This video has gone on long enough. Thank you, Longbox Love Affair, for having this contest, and congratulations again on your 300 subs. Get in on this contest, guys, man. He's giving away some great books. Hope I could win some of those. If not, oh well, just showing my support here. That is it, guys. Be kind to one another.